Namaste, angels. This is the weekly general reading for the period of Sunday, April 7th through Saturday, April 13th. And while I have the number 15 on my mind, I may bring it up again later, but while it's on my mind right now, I just want to remind everybody that the following Monday this week is tax day in the United States. Your tax returns are due. So don't be penalized, even if they're not done. Apply for an extension and get that in by the 15th. So that's the accountant in me coming out. Before I found my way to this table, in listening to my guides and, God's instruction, the universe's instruction, in my former life, I was basically a fancy pants bookkeeper, what they call a controller of a corporation for 22 years. And I have 2 degrees in accounting, and probably still may take the CPA one day. So in any case, I am qualified to give you this tax advice, and that's it. Why do I have the number 15 in my mind? Well, I just premiered a little while ago. Oh, damn, time flies quickly. It might be a couple hours now. I premiered the Aries new moon reading, and at 1:50 this morning, or 15 Pacific time in the United States, or Pacific time around the world, is when the Aries new moon arrived. And that moon was also 15 degrees. So it came at 15 and it was at 15. So now I'm just thinking about the number 15. Also in New York, this is kind of random, but maybe not, because I saw pregnancy and stuff in that reading. And now here comes all kinds of ambulances too. But I saw pregnancy and stuff in that reading. And there are 15 NYU, New York University Hospital, labor and delivery nurses, 15 of them, that are all pregnant and, due very, very soon. So it's funny. They all work in labor and delivery, and they're all pregnant at the same time. So that's another 15. Of course, all these 15s equal 6, which equals love. So that may be something too. All right. So what's going on this week? From the planetary, or the celestial calendar, we have on April 10th at 1:01 p.m., so 11, Jupiter goes retrograde at 24 degrees. That's another 6. Another 6 equals love. For Geminis, actually, Sagittarius does rule, which Jupiter rules, and where it will be going retrograde. Sagittarius does rule our 7th house of partnerships and love, romantic partnerships. So that may be where all the 6s are, at least for us. And of course, 11 represents a 2, and 2s are about partnership as well, or can be. That's not all they're about. So that's that. That's the only thing on the celestial calendar, as if that's not enough, because that Jupiter retrograde we know is usually 3-4 months long. It's not like Mercury, only 3-4 weeks long. On the Hebrew calendar, on, I believe it's the 7th. Nope, it's the 6th, Sunday the 6th. Oh, did I say this reading started from the 7th? If I said the 7th, I meant the 6th. Sunday is the 6th. And that's the first day of the month of Nisan. So Nisan is the first month of the Hebrew year. And it's called the head of months. We'll talk about that. I'm sure that'll come up in what I'm going to read, because I'm going to go to Shabbat.org. And that may be it. So let's do Nisan first. So going to www.shabbat.org, about the month of Nisan. Nisan, the first month in the Jewish calendar, according to the Torah, coincides with March/April on the civil calendar. The Torah calls it Kodesh HaAviv, the month of spring, as it marks the beginning of spring months. On the first day of Nisan, in the year of 2448, so I noticed right away at the beginning, another 24 at the beginning of that number. So another 6. And that 2448 from creation, which is the same thing as the year 1313 BCE, 2 weeks before Exodus. God showed Moses the crescent moon, instructing him regarding the setting of the Jewish calendar and the mitzvah of sanctifying the new month. If I remember correctly, there's a lot of 13s connected to this. 13s or 4s or 11s or 22s. This is a quote from the Torah. This month shall be for you the head of months, the first of the months of the year. End quote. Exodus 12:2. This ushered in the first Jewish month and commenced the lunar calendar that Jews have been following ever since. It was the first mitzvah or commandment given to the newly born nation of Israel, even before the exodus from Egypt. Passover. It is in this month that we celebrate the 8-day holiday of Passover from the 15th. I knew there was another 15 and why 15 was on my mind so hard. So Passover begins on the 15th of the month of Nisan. So the 15th of Nisan, not the 15th of April necessarily. Through the 22nd. 22nd equals 22 is the same thing as 13 or 4 or 11, 11. And of course it is a master number. So how interesting is this numerology? Passover goes from the 15th through the 22nd of Nisan. It commemorates the Jewish people's miraculous redemption from slavery in Egypt and the birth of the Jewish nation. We observe the anniversary of Exodus each year by removing all leaven from our possession for this week. So that's the yeast. Eating matzah, unleavened bread, right? Is what matzah is. It's like a cracker. And telling the story of redemption to our children. By following the rituals of Passover, we have the ability to relive and experience the true spiritual freedom that our ancestors achieved. Counting Sephirah. It took 7 weeks or 49 days. What's 49? Another 13 or 4, 11, 11 or 22. 49 days from when the Jewish people left Egypt until they received the Torah from God at the foot of Mount Sinai. So in the year 1313, it took 49 or the equivalent of 13 days numerically for God to hand over the Torah. So obviously this 13 is very important. It is celebrated today, this event, as the holiday of Shavuot. It is explained that the 49 days that connect Passover with Shavuot correspond to the 49 drives and traits of the human heart. Each day saw the refinement. Look at that word refinement. That comes up in supreme math, right? Power refinement, which what 5 equals in supreme math. I'm all over the place. Each day saw the refinement of one of these Sephiro or quote unquote traits, bringing the people of Israel one step closer to spiritual perfection. Each year, we retrace this inner journey with our counting of the Omer. Beginning on the second night of Passover, we count the days and weeks to the holiday of Shavuot, or the Festival of Weeks, the dedication. A year after Exodus, on each of the first 12 days of this month, another one of 12 princes of Israel brought offerings to the inaugurate, or the Mishkan, the traveling sanctuary that people had built for God. Nowadays, on each of these days, we read the portion of the Torah that details the gifts brought on that day, as well as a special Yehi Ratzon prayer. And in New York, maybe other places I don't know about, but definitely in New York, you can see like in place of the Mishkan, you can see a mitzvah van. That's like a little traveling. It's not a sanctuary, but it's a little traveling synagogue, I guess, for the lack of a better word, in that moment, spreading the word and all that kind of stuff and being celebratory. A special month, a special mitzvah, which can be fulfilled only once a year, anytime during the month of Nisan, is to recite the barakah, which means blessing or prayer, made upon seeing a fruit tree in bloom. So if you should spot one, let's say a cherry blossom, that's when you recite this prayer, and it's supposed to be a very special blessing upon you if you get to do that. Many people visit botanical gardens during this time so as to avail themselves an opportunity to observe this beautiful mitzvah. And if you want to learn more about this period, the holiday, or anything else that I spoke about, you know, there are many places, but again, I got it from www.shabbat.org, and they have more information there. So again, let's get to the 10th of the month and Jupiter retrograde. And this part is from www.tarot.com. It's an article about Jupiter retrograde for this year, written on January 2nd of 2019 by tarot.com staff. Well, first, let me tell you let's just do this. Enthusiastic Jupiter, the happy-go-lucky planet of expansion and growth, slows down and turns backward in the sign of Sagittarius from April 10th through August 11th of 2019. During this time, we may not feel as optimistic about things, and our plans to tackle big new ideas or endeavors will slow and perhaps stall. Jupiter is a philosophical planet, and Sagittarius is a philosophical sign. So this retrograde period will encourage us to open our minds and to see beyond our limitations. We all have inner wisdom if we take the time to listen to it, and Jupiter retrograde encourages just that. Take a time out, slow down, and listen to your inner voice. What is it telling you to do? It should be easier to hear now. Now, I don't think that this is so bad, slowing down like over the summer months, you know, taking a break. That's a good time to slow down and to really, you know, stop and smell the roses, enjoy the sun, enjoy the water, all those things. So that's what I'm hoping people will get to do while they do some introspection at the same time, meditation on their lives and relationships and projects and stuff like that. We all have inner wisdom if we take the time to listen to it. And Jupiter retrograde, encourages us to do that right now. Take a time out, slow down, listen to your inner voice. What is it telling you to do? It should be easier to do whatever that is now. Do you like your job? Are you happy in your relationship? Have you been fooling yourself about something? Jupiter retrograde asks those kinds of questions and gives you 4 months. That's another 13 or 1111 or 22, by the way, to think about it. Even while retrograde, bountiful Jupiter wants to help you to figure out how to grow and change and to become the best version of yourself. Use this time wisely. It's a gift. Everything that Jupiter gives us is a gift. So I said that last night when I was doing the Aries new moon reading. I'm like, you know, it should be a good thing as retrogrades go, you know, Jupiter. With the exception of the fact that it's so long. Even a good thing, you know, can ultimately end up too much of a good thing. So we're beginning with the dice with eat cake. Maybe there's some birthdays out there. Happy birthday or congratulations if you're celebrating something else. Or if you just like cake, you know, that works too. Email. And romantic dinner. So again, maybe something is being celebrated here. The combination between romantic dinner and eat cake. Spirit says, buy shoes. There's still a romantic dinner on the table. Pun intended. And no. So a yes or no question that you were pondering. No. All right. So with the cards, we got a lot of really awesome ones. The 4 of fire is with what I'm going to begin. And then we have another 4 of fire, but far more amplified. Is Major Arcana card 4, the Emperor. So I'll just point out these are more 4s that I hadn't thought about prior to the reading, but they're more, you know, 22s or 13s or 1111s. This one and this one. Major Arcana card, the Emperor, can be connected to one's father. And with my past life cards, which I was thinking about as I shuffled these, and then I got to shuffling this deck, which is my angel therapy cards, and came to past life issue. And that's when I remembered, I said, oh yeah, I had thought a moment ago to get out my past life cards. Shuffled those and came to father. So when this shows up, it can mean that your father in this lifetime was connected to you somehow in a past lifetime, or probably more than one. Does not mean he was your father there. But, you know, souls reincarnate together when they're that closely attached. So if you have some sort of, you know, issue that you've been unable to work through with your father, this is a good period when the card shows up to try to work on that. And even if just working on that means forgiving yourself, forgiving him, and like sort of proclaiming to the universe that that's what you're doing and that's what you want to do, that you want to be rid of this karmic lesson that you've learned, and then you won't have to repeat it anymore. Now, that's what the card means according to like the author and stuff. I personally feel that this is like the last of these lifetimes, and that the rainbow children are to be born within this lifetime. Some people will tell you that their children are rainbow. I completely disagree. As far as I'm concerned, no rainbow children have been born yet, because that doesn't align with the prophecies. Doesn't align with the prophecies. The prophecies are that the 144,000 essentially will give birth to the rainbow children. So, since that has not happened yet, the children that we have now are crystal. But what rainbow children are about is these are children who have not experienced any prior lifetimes. These are brand new souls with no karma upon them. And the idea is that the rest of us who have been reincarnated, who did come here with karma upon us, original sin, right? We're working through those lessons to clear ourselves of all that karma too. So that at the end of the day, everybody who's left on this plane and, you know, ready to go to the next one, because the end of the world, again, also to me, I'm not alone, but also to me, doesn't mean the end of the world. Doesn't mean like Earth disappears or whatever. It's the end of the world, like as we know it, and sort of like a do-over, a start over on probably an alternate plane of existence, not this one exactly. And so whomever is there at that point will have gone through these lessons and been cleared of their karma, and the babies that are born into that will be free of karma, and so that everybody will be. That's my understanding. That's my belief. That's what I was shown by as far as I'm concerned, it can't get any higher, by Isis and Osiris. So that's what I teach other people. Which reminds me, I meant to talk about the rainbow prophecies of Native Americans this week, because Native American has been coming up so much in my readings. And I was asked by one of my viewers, supporters, friends, clients that I met on Facebook at the start of, my work here. She sent me an article and inquired, but she too shares, and probably more so than me, Native American heritage. And so we got into a conversation. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to talk about this during the general. And I forgot all about it. So I don't want to go off. You know what I'll do? I'll do that. I was going to say I'll talk about it in the... Maybe I'll just do a separate quick video only about the rainbow prophecies. All right, so I went on a tangent, but that's Father. And of course, Emperor and Father, they can both be here for the same reasons. And the last one is Fire. Let go of emotional upheaval and embrace the renewal of the present. So this is like coming up from the ashes, like a phoenix rising from the ashes. It's kind of like those of us who are left, like the story I was just telling a moment ago. Like, whoever's left after all that we've been through, get ready for this next phase, this period of renewal, this next chapter, this next, gateway. And of course, Fire, also connected to the Emperor and the Four of Fire or Four of Wands. The Emperor represents the planet Mars, which is the red planet hot planet. It is a planet of, it's like a big fireball. And it, you know, it powers us. It sets us ablaze toward pursuing our passions. It, you know, pushes us to take action where maybe we otherwise wouldn't. Makes us very, very aggressive. Yes, sometimes that can, you know, all these things have a positive and a negative, a shadow and a light side. So, you know, we want to keep that thing in balance, but that's what all this Emperor is all about. So I think the cards that we're starting with, they all sort of, they really, really fit together well. Nothing seems random about this at all. All right, so let's get started. I'll put a link to the Rainbow Prophecy story, the Native American story, under the video. That's what I'll do, because I'm still sitting here thinking about it as I do this, because I looked down at this deck, and this is one of the decks where the Native American comes up. Last week it came up in this deck, as well as my Keepers of the Light Oracle. There's a Native American card there too that popped up. I'm going to use these first. Beginning again with the Four of Wands. Contentment, peace, and abundance, a happy home life, and the successful completion of a project. Opening to the Five of Wands, basically the Five of Fire. Competing goals, bothersome details, conflict with others. This can be conflict with others if it's not about you yourself being conflicted, like an internal conflict. And when it is others, for me, it tends to be close friends and or family, or like in business, at work and stuff. Somebody trying to... It could be competing for like the limelight or a particular project, or trying to like discredit you. The Seven of Earth. Seeds well planted, a temporary pause in action and unnecessary worry. Opposite, the Four of Fire, could be something in relation to a contract, a home, a household, family, a relationship, commitment. Like you've already laid the groundwork, so there's no need to be paranoid just because what you're looking forward to happening hasn't yet happened. Four of Fire. It may involve an earth sign, an air sign, maybe most specifically a Gemini with the Page of Air showing up. Gemini is the most youthful of the suit of air, or swords. Logical, honest, impulsive, and curious. Challenging information, delays or changes to plans, and truth delivered without tact. The Page of Air is, again, a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Or maybe with a lot of like air in their chart. Four of Wands. And Major Arcana card 11, Strength, with Archangel Ariel. Great inner strength. Release harsh judgments. Instead, exercise some forgiveness and compassion. May have something to do with a Leo in particular. Like for me, for example, we just talked about father. And, you know, possibly having to work something out. My father, you know, happens to be a Leo. So it could be something like that for somebody. And the Knight of Fire, passionate, adventurous, self-assured, and restless. A sudden event that needs immediate attention. Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. The Knight of Fire is possibly also a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. Someone likened to those traits or attributes. Could be Mars, right, himself. Could be Jupiter himself, again, going into retrograde this week. He could be bringing you something really awesome related to your home, a project, a commitment, a household, a family situation. Jupiter could be bringing you an awesome gift. And back to strength. So this tells us that whatever comes our way, we're going to be able to face it. As it relates to relationships, when Major Arcana card Strength shows up, it is about a deepening of that relationship. Like you can expect it to get far better. Romantic relationships, love, I'm talking about. As it relates to platonic relationships and maybe familial, again, the strength to face any incidents, maybe connected to the Five of Wands that we also saw. that may come up. Maybe you just want to ignore those, keep it moving, not feed them any more energy if you don't have to, or if you have to, you know, deal with something, you'll have the ability, you know, to do that. And the overall energy is the King of Earth, generous, professional, responsible, and practical. A successful time. Confidently accept opportunities you're offered. When this shows up as it relates to love, it's important for you to be like really honest and down to earth. I like to say, you know, if you're already involved with somebody, or if you're trying to get to know somebody, if you're looking to meet someone, you know, it's possible, or you're open to that, you're single, it's possible that somebody is just going to come in and sort of sweep you off your feet. You know, they'll be a real charmer. And still, it's going to be really important for you to be yourself and down to earth. You know, if you, yes, you know, be the best you can be, put your best foot forward, you know, and all that kind of stuff. But it's important for you to not be fake. You know what I mean? It's important for you to be like of the earth. You ever heard that expression? The salt of the earth is another way to say it. That's going to matter when it comes to you potentially ending up in some sort of relationship, whether it is, again, romantic. I was thinking about romantic, but I suppose it could be a platonic one too, or even a work one. And if it is a work one, relationship, then this person probably is going to be a little bit older than you, and, you know, very likely an actual male, and they have the potential to really become like one of your biggest cheerleaders. You know, somebody like a real supporter of you and help you, you know, at the office and stuff like that. In general, yeah, it's about being grounded, using resources wisely, having resources available, you know, money, whatever it is you may need, coming your way, a new job, new opportunities as it relates to, you know, material and financial abundance. It's a card that is about, you know, being grounded, traditions I'm thinking about, because the Four of Wands was just here. So, you know, like those kind of like family things, your roots, right? The earth, your roots. That may be it. All right. Maybe all I want to say about the King. He's also, of course, a Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And or perhaps a lot of earth in their chart. Crowning the masculine is the Queen of Fire, confident, warm, intelligent, and graceful. Stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity. She is surrounded by, or the masculine rather, is surrounded by the Two of Water, Two of Cups, a relationship that continues to grow closer, forgiveness, and the positive resolution of a conflict. So then again, this can have to do with, it can be with the divine feminine. The Queen of Fire is the quintessential divine feminine of the tarot. Or it can be, this can be your energy too. It doesn't have to be the feminine. A Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Could be tied to the Aries moon, because there was a lot of Two of Cups type of energy that came up in my Aries moon reading, and like partnership energy, romantic partnership in particular. This can be about pursuing your passions, right? Whatever this partnership is, going for it. Perhaps throwing caution to the wind even. Masculine subconscious is the strength to do it. The strength, the confidence, and the ability like to seek forgiveness if you were wrong. Or to find it in your heart to give some, you know, extend some forgiveness and compassion as well. Great inner strength. Release harsh judgments. Like if you had it in your mind to judge this person, or they did this to me, I did that, they didn't act right, you know, I know what's right and what's wrong, and they, you know, the way they behaved wasn't right. You know, it's about being truly willing to forgive and to extend some compassion. So release those harsh judgments and instead exercise some forgiveness and compassion. Harsh judgments against yourself too, like guilt feelings and regret, you know, and all that kind of, it's about moving beyond all those types of things. Crowning the feminine, the 3 of water, a celebration, a wedding, graduation, or a birth announcement, the need to have more fun. Feminine, if you get some sort of opportunity this week to be social, you are to take it. This could be you, again, finding out perhaps that you're pregnant or something, or you giving birth, actually. And as the dice indicated, maybe there's some birthdays and anniversaries and stuff that are being celebrated too. Again, congratulations, a happy birthday, as it applies to whomever it applies out there watching, listening. Surrounding the feminine. Major Arcana card, the Star, number 17. This represents the sign of Aquarius and the planet Uranus, which rules Aquarius. It's all about communication, usually via some sort of like technology, like texting, online dating, maybe FaceTime, Skype, all those kind of things. And or dreams coming true, wishes being granted, prayers being answered. So those things on which you've made intentions, actually manifesting them now. Maybe manifesting a happy, celebratory situation for yourself. Happy times, make positive, optimistic, long-term plans. You're on the right path. So, feminine subconscious, rather. Wow, the 2 of fire. You've come into your own, new partnerships or contracts. Continue to move forward. This is starting to look at my moon reading, because like every card related to love and relationship that you could imagine came out in that reading, like every spread that I did. The 2 of fires, of course, it's here mirroring the quintessential divine feminine of the tarot and is representative of her and her divine masculine, the King of Wands, of course. That's who makes up the 2. The 2 of fire is the divine union or twin flame card of the tarot. Of course, also 2s are about, again, partnership, duality, faith as it relates to manifesting. And we have basically a 2 mirroring a 2 also. So we kind of have a 2 of fire mirroring a 2 of fire, with the 2 of fire opposite Major Arcana card strength. You know, 11 is also 2, like in numerology and stuff. So again, the strength to move forward, to move forward with a partnership or to pursue a partnership, the confidence to do that, even if there was some sort of problem and like you feel like you messed up and maybe there was a separation or something and you're trying to figure out like, how can I get it back? What do I do? The strength to do that, you know, again, through forgiveness and compassion to resolution of a conflict. Okay. That may be what we're celebrating also, right? Cheers to that. Crowning the 2, the Knight of Air, intelligent, decisive, idealistic, and tireless. This is something coming in, a very fast energy coming in. Events that occur with great speed. Take time to carefully review your options so you can come up with creative solutions. The Knight of Air is, again, a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Maybe most likely an Aquarius, since it is crossing Major Arcana card, the Star here. When the Knight of Air shows up, there's often a decision that has to be made or a decision that we're awaiting in order to figure out what to do. The masculine in particular, since this horse is running this way toward the celebration, masculine in particular could be, you know, deciding, do I have it in me, you know, to go after her? And then deciding, yes, I do, since she ends up happy over here. Why? Because this is for what she's been praying. A 2 of fire situation. At the root, foundation, the 4 of earth, being too frivolous or too cautious with money, good business decisions, and giving to those less fortunate. So yeah, it can be a really like super conservative energy, holding on to something, someone, you know, need to let go of whatever that energy is. I think sometimes it's about being too loose too. You know, it can be the opposite sometimes, for me at least, you know, giving too much or too little, like not finding the right balance. But we're starting with this at the foundation. It's like we're starting from a place where I think we were restricting ourselves. We were holding ourselves back. And again, now's the time now we're crowned with this energy of running off and you know, hot pursuit. This, or freeing ourselves of this, led to the rest of what's happening here. At the heart of the matter, yeah, this is a fast energy too. The 8 of fire, events moving at a fast pace. Delays are over and many things are happening at once. The 8 of fire is about just that. The universe working like behind the scenes on our behalf. Of course, Major Arcana card 17, next to which it sits, is also an 8. 8s are all about karma. This is Jupiter coming in with his fire. These wands, at least in the traditional tarot, they've always used to remind me of like Cupid's arrows. I guess because the fire too. I would imagine like, you know, arrows. So it was always very romantic for me, but especially now with the 2 of water and the 2 of fire sitting here. The 8 of fire also about communication, like the star next to which it sits. So you could be getting a message, perhaps unexpectedly, maybe of apologetic message, or, you know, somebody could be contacting you. The dice also suggested email. That would be, you know, contacting someone via, you know, like technology, some sort of written form or something that would fit with the star. And, that may be how you know, initiate communication or something between the 2 of you. Or between you and another with whom that has to happen. It doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, the divine feminine and masculine, communicating. And then it can be all of the above too. You know, it can be you working out something with them, but also your father. Speaking of your father, let's go ahead and clarify these cards, beginning with Major Arcana card 4, the Emperor. Structure and organization are important right now. Don't be afraid to take on a leadership role as you have much wisdom to offer. Major Arcana card 4, the Emperor, represents the planet Mars. Where's Mars located right now? I don't remember. But look, represents the planet Mars, which is the ruler of both Aries, where the sun and moon, well, the sun is, and the moon just was, that our new moon yesterday. And actually our new moon today. I'm doing this reading. It's for the weekend, but I'm doing it I'm recording it on the 5th. That is the day of the new moon. So that could be another reason why the Emperor is showing up here too. All of this Aries energy that I'm surrounded by at the moment as I record this. Again, this can have something to do with your father, with you being a father, with a boss, or some sort of authority figure, like an organization, a large corporation, a government agency. Emperor is often, for me, if it's like an actual character, you know, that's going to be particularly significant this week or impactful upon you, is a father or a married man, or like marriage material, a divorcee, a widower, you know, all those types of things. Open to the 5 of Autumn, focusing upon the negative or worrying about money or your career or, you know, shitty relationship stuff and lack and feeling void. All those things can block your progress. Because your trust and faith are at a low point right now, it's not the best time to start your own business or to become self-employed, or probably to try to approach a relationship either. You got to wait until you get your, you know, your courage up and your positivity up before you make this run. Okay. 5 of Autumn. The 10 of Spring. You're working far too hard. Maybe you're working really hard because you're feeling broke, you know, financially. You feel like you don't have enough money. Maybe you're putting a lot of effort into trying to make money. Maybe you're working extra hours, more than one job or something like that. But you're working far too hard. The stress will soon become too much. Reach out for help from others and take some time to play and to enjoy life. If it's not actually connected to a job where you earn your money. It can be something your position in a family. There's usually like one child, one person who carries the brunt of the family's burdens, you know, who everybody dumps on. And you're going to have to let go of some of these things, like how the Jupiter new moon, it said, you know, you might have to slow down and, you know, smell the roses, be celebratory, all those things. But this, whatever this is that is weighing you down, whether you're feeling burdened or burdensome upon somebody else, perhaps, that it's also coming to an end. And opening to Major Arcana card 6, the Lovers. True and long-lasting love finds its way into your life. Follow your heart with caring actions and choices. Major Arcana card 6, the Lovers, represents the sign of Gemini. Could be some fire and ice relationships this week. There's all like fire and air here. With Strength, the Queen of Fire, the Knight of Air, Major Arcana card, the Star. And now the Ace of Spring, a wonderful new opportunity presents itself. It may have come as a surprise, but you'll still want to leap into action and to passionately pursue every possibility. And the Ace is what comes after the 10. So again, this energy coming to an end, and right away, well, it's already being replaced with something so much better, perhaps in connection with today's new moon in Aries, with this moon showing up on the Ace of Spring card. Ten of Spring. And back to the King of Autumn with which we started. Compassionate, accomplished, charismatic, and grounded. Everything's going to turn out great. Projects will be stunningly successful. And not with which we started. Our overall energy for our other deck is the King of Autumn. In any case, projects will be stunningly successful. Exciting new career opportunities are possible, and money or resources that come your way will be invested wisely. Again, the King of Autumn is a Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Overall energy is the Four of Winter. Thoroughly think things through before making a decision. Continuing to overanalyze isn't going to get you any closer to a resolution, but meditation and prayer will bring you the answers that you seek. The Four of Winter being about a decision also possibly, as our crowning card, again, often is or tends to be. The Knight of Air, also about, again, awaiting a decision or the need to make a decision. Four of Winter can also be about the need for like some sort of break in general. You need a break. Maybe you want to start planning a vacation or something. You need some time to yourself, some space to yourself. You need to, you know, go within, be an introvert for a minute, fall back from people. Doesn't mean anything against them, but you need to be by yourself. Same thing can happen with work. You might be time for vacation. You may need a couple of days off of work if you're able to do that. It's possible that you're not happy with the job, but it's like you should probably look for another one while you're there. Like, don't necessarily quit this job, or like do some with like moonlighting or something if you're able to do that, you know. Like, don't necessarily leave this job. As it relates to what didn't I talk about? Finances, maybe you need to like change your plan and, you know, make sure things are in order. Like, from where is your money coming? That, again, that might be tied into that 10 of Wands that was here a minute ago. Like working too hard and stuff like that. But then again, remember the Ace of Wands immediately followed that. So that's a new opportunity. It could be a new job, especially with two Kings of Pentacles having shown up here. One being our overall energy in the first deck. So that's another thing. And health, because health was a big one, particularly for the feminine, in my moon reading, actually. You might need to chill. Slow down, like Jupiter was saying, slow down. take a break because, like, your need for rest can cause illness, if that makes any sense. Can cause your need to your tiredness can be what ends up making you be sick or causing you to injure yourself or something like that. I hope that makes sense what I'm trying to say, because I feel like it didn't come out exactly right. Love, you might be feeling like you need a break there too. Not necessarily like to break up, but like you might need some space, you might need to think some things through. Maybe you're going through something on your own. I know when we're in a couple, we want to be like everything has to do with both of us all the time. But, you know, that's not really realistic as you know, human beings. And even those of us who don't consider ourselves completely human, we're at least in part, you know, so we got to deal with some stuff. And if you do want to address something in a relationship, you're going to have to be really clear, really specific with this Four of Winter having shown up. All right, I think that's all I want to say about the Four of Winter. I don't know why this keeps happening to me. I did get my laptop back, so I'm able to go a little longer, but at the same time, I kind of don't want to. Because I, you know, just want to get like completely back on track and schedule. Atop the Queen of Fire. Ooh, it's the King of Summer. Somebody's thinking about settling down. And this is also like a positive couple. It's a good couple. So if there's a fire sign and water sign out there, maybe thinking about coming to, like, you make a good couple. This could be both the masculine's energy, particularly if he is a Scorpio, right? Because then you have his Mars side and his Pluto side coming together. But yeah, this is definitely like a man who's thinking about slowing down as it relates to love. Slowing down, settling down. Maybe not necessarily getting married, but like commitment and stuff. Or he has his eyes on a particular one, you know, making a decision, a choice, narrowing all his choices down. Maybe because fresh off of all that Pisces and illusion and fantasies and choices and one night stands, right? Like the Seven of Cups type of energy, fresh off of that, with Mercury having exited out of Pisces, where, you know, not only was it just there for a long time before, during, and after retrograde, but yeah, it was retrograde there on top of that. I mean, he just had so many other things going on with Pisces over the past like year or whatever. Well, a long time, longer than that, but like really over the past year, pretty intense. So maybe fresh off of that, it's like now he's thinking more clearly, especially with this week being, again, the Jupiter retrograde and Jupiter directing us, which is another fire energy, right? Jupiter, ruler of Sagittarius, directing us to slow down and to think about our relationships and all these things, you know, where we want to be, basically, where we want to be. Atop the Two of Cups, it is Major Arcana card Awakening, which is the Hanged Man in the traditional tarot. Card number 12. Look at things in a different way and all will make sense. Don't worry if your progress is halted temporarily. Right. If you have to take a break, or if she's taking a break, or just it just feels like the world has taken a break, has stopped for a moment because of, maybe because, again, Jupiter enters retrograde, that's not reason like to panic. That's a good opportunity for you to look at things and, you know, consider what it is you want. And speaking of Pisces and Neptune, the Hanged Man represents that for me, the planet Neptune in the sign of Pisces, which it rules. Don't worry about if your progress is halted temporarily. Things will soon start moving again. And we have evidence of that because what's crossing this? The Knight of air, right? The Knight of Swords. So that's fast. Again, all of it might be not be moving at all, or might feel like nothing's happening, nothing's moving, but all of a sudden, when this Knight of Air, Knight of Swords energy comes in, it's just going to take off. Also, this is sitting next to, you'll remember, the Eight of Fire, which is another fast energy too. So yeah, don't take this little break or pause, air of suspension, limbo for granted. Use it wisely. A top major arcana card, Strength. Boom. It is the Four of Spring. Again, another Four of Wands. I told you, you're thinking about a relationship. You're thinking about settling down. You might be thinking about cohabitation, moving in with someone. You might be thinking about marriage, engagement, all of those things. Very nice, masculine. And this is what my moon reading showed too. Like every spread I did was coming out like this. It's time to kick back, relax, and to celebrate all that you have. Joy arises from success in your career, the completion of a project, or a very happy home life. Yeah, again, this is a general reading, so this can also be something about your home life, your household too. Improvement there. Growth and expansion there. Atop the Three of Water, it is the Six of Water. The love and care of children could become an important part of your life, or people from your childhood may return to it. Old memories can be healed, or possibly old childhood dreams are ready to be revived. Also, when the Six of Summer shows up, a Six of Cups, you know, I also attach it to soulmates, past life relationships, exes returning and stuff like that. And we know retrogrades bring people back too. You know what? Make sure you watch the moon reading. I'm just going to say that. But that could be what we're celebrating. Again, getting back, or some sort of reunion between old friends and or loves or lovers. Or people from our childhood and stuff like that, getting together, reuniting, having a good old time. All that's possible here. A top major arcana card, the Star. It is the Ten of Spring. You're working too hard and the stress will soon become too much. Reach out for help from others and take some time to play and to enjoy life. So for some of us, we could be praying for some relief in whatever area of our life. The stress of being separated from, you know, friends, or again, a lover, that can be, or from never having completed something from our childhood. And so now that's finally happening, and an idea, maybe you always wanted to be or whatever when you grew up and you weren't. And now you're just working, again, 2 jobs or something, and you've been praying for something better. That opportunity could be coming your way with this. But basically, if you've been praying for some relief and end to your troubles, the major arcana card, the Star, and the Ten of Spring signify again that is coming. Atop the Two of Fire is the Nine of Summer. This is also a yes. It's very much like the major arcana card, the Star, except for this is minor arcana. That's like the difference. But they both are about our prayers being answered. Now's the time when your dreams come true. Again, maybe specifically as it relates to some sort of partnership, and quite possibly not only a romantic partnership, but the most divine of all romantic partnerships possible. Now's the time when those dreams come true. Don't worry about how it would happen. Like, even if you haven't seen each other in years, like, well, how's that going to happen? It can, right? Just give gratitude to God for all that you have and all that's still to come. So it's about that attitude of gratitude that keeps our positive energy cycling around. And now we have the Two of Fire, basically, Two of Wands, with the Nine of Summer, and dreams coming true, sitting underneath more dreams coming true with the Star, but we have it mirroring the Four of Wands. The Two of Wands mirroring the Four of Wands. Really, really awesome. Atop that Knight of Air, Knight of Swords. Ooh, major arcana card, Ego, which is the Devil. It's another 15. To the positive, it's another 15. And to another potential positive, it could just be representative of a Capricorn in your life. But since it's here in the middle and crowning both archetypes, I think it's more likely having to do with something that we allowed ourselves to be stuck to. Not completely unlike this Four of Earth that sits down here at our foundation. Something onto which we've held too long which could just be pride. It doesn't have to be like a relationship or something that you got to let go of. It could just be pride, ego, right? Ego. And that may have been what kept you, again, from pursuing who and or what it is you wanted. You may feel like you're trapped in your situation, but that's not true. Be careful not to overly focus on material wealth and break away of negative thinking. So, right, negative emotions, negative cords of attachment, pride, ego, inability to forgive, resentment, regret, all of those things are what we have to let go. Atop that 4 of earth, it's a 2 of earth. You may be under stress. Yeah, we have stress crossing stress. You may be under stress because of multiple jobs, too many responsibilities for one person to manage. It's important to balance your work and personal life and to bring a spirit of fun to all that you do. Feminine, you may also want to look into your health, maintain your health, manage your health. I personally have, I had some feminine, maybe like 2 weeks ago, like that week, getting energy healing from me for themselves, and then, you know, being thrilled about the results. And then this week, maybe more so for the divine masculine than for themselves. And I actually had some divine masculine themselves step forward and purchase healing from me this week. Again, experiencing what they say are amazing results. But now I'm just thinking, in both this reading and again, the one that I did for the moon, which I posted earlier, there was health issues coming up for the feminine. So now we have this where she's potentially imbalanced, crossing the 10 of spring where she's potentially like stressed out, imbalanced, crossing the devil, where she could be holding on to negative energy, which can make us ill, high blood pressure, heart attack, stroke, all those things. So, that's not to say you necessarily have to get energy healing from me or energy healing at all, but you may want to look into health matters, and or healing and different ways of nurturing yourself and calming your stress levels, bringing them down a bit, things like that. You may be under stress because of multiple jobs. See, remember I said working more than one job, several hours, felt all that kind of stuff right away. It might be too much or too many responsibilities in general, maybe aside from a job. We also talked about that. It's just too much for one person to handle, whatever it is. It's important to balance your work and your personal life. That's why I said also, if you get an opportunity to go out, especially if it's old friends getting together or old love or old lover, do it. Do it. Right? All work and no play makes Jill not only a dull girl, but potentially unwell girl. At the heart of the matter, atop the 8 of fire, the 2 of winter, another decision card. But it's kind of like an indecision card too, because when the 2 of winter shows up, similar to like a hangman kind of energy, it's like we're not doing anything. We're not, you know, procrastination and worrying about what others will think is blocking you from making a decision. If you're torn between your own desires and someone else's, follow your inner guidance. Top the 8 of fire could be, again, trying to decide whether or not to reach out to somebody, to send them a communication. And maybe you're, you know, standing over the phone, but not actually picking it up to dial, or sitting at your computer, but not actually typing an email, or, you know, not actually texting, or maybe you wrote a whole draft, especially females. I know we do that sometimes, but you never press send. You're just sitting on it. Masculine, for the masculine, for some, there could be like divorce or something too. This devil and the Knight of Swords can be about getting out of a deal, out of a contract, out of a maybe legal situation, and with it crossing the 2 of Cups and the Hangman, you know, could be something like you're waiting on the decision, you're waiting on for it to be final, for you to be out of a partnership. Now, it doesn't have to be a marriage divorce. I mean, it absolutely could be, but it could be like you're leaving a you know, a bad team or partnership with, you know, on a platonic level, breaking up with some friends that you're not really friends anymore. You had some sort of contract, or, you know, maybe just a soul contract, maybe not a paper contract, or a business situation, you know, and you're getting relieved out of how you guys were tied together, however you were tied together. It could be cords being cut, also is what I'm getting here. Maybe specifically an earth sign and an air sign, or a water sign and a fire sign. But yeah, I'm definitely feeling that more so for the masculine, again, with these cards, but also with the Two of Winter and the Eight of Fire, because it's like not doing anything, again, not taking action yet, because maybe you're waiting on some information first. You're waiting on some sort of communication first. That communication may be a decision, possibly a legal decision, you know, like the judge has to make a decision, and maybe in the meantime you feel like you're in limbo until that is finalized. And while you're doing this divorce, and maybe that's why you need strength as it relates to your household or home, or current commitment, is because I think, you know, you found, masculine, whether it's a water sign and a fire sign or not, to the positive. This is just reflective of these two cards together, reflective of, you know, having found somebody that, again, it's just like a match, made in heaven, like a true love match. So you may be having to get out of one, and maybe it's not legal, but you're having to separate from one relationship, one somebody, in order to go into a new one. And then maybe, again, that's how it ends up on your side, your dreams coming true, feminine. But in the meantime, you know, has been an uphill battle. And I know we're going to look at some advice cards, beginning with past life issue, which can be what this is, especially again on the side of the feminine with the Six of Cups showing up. This situation has a basis in one of your previous lifetimes. Ask your angels to help you to remember, release, learn, and to heal from your past experiences. This can be an addiction or something coming to an end too. And that may be what the health issue for some of the feminine is. Something to which you were addicted, you got to stop it. And maybe you do this week. Or you decide that you have to, or you seek, again, some sort of healing, whether it is traditional medical healing or holistic healing, seeking something. This situation has a basis in one of your previous lifetimes. Ask the angels to help you to remember, release, learn, and to heal from your past experiences. And cancel, clear, delete. Right, you need a fresh slate. You need to detox. Use only positive words and thoughts as they're rapidly manifesting into form. Ask the angels to cancel the effects of past negative thinking. Past life issue. Power animal. Your animal spirit guide is a guardian to you and is helping you with this situation. I think it's sort of like a shared animal spirit this week of the phoenix, again, rising from these ashes, this fire here, where there seems to be some turmoil. Past life issue. And shield yourself. Protect yourself from harsh or fear-based energies by envisioning a cocoon of healing light surrounding you. Past life issue. Ear chakras. Notice messages that appear as sounds, music, or words from both external sources and within your own mind. These messages are real answers to your prayers and answers to your prayers. And remember, the feminine has twice over answers to your prayers too. Overall energy is goddess. Express your divine feminine energy, embracing its magical intuition and nurturing qualities. And masculine, that could be another reason why, again, the Queen of Fire has shown up by you too. This can be guiding you, you know, to, yeah, rely upon and express surrender to your inner divine feminine energies, not necessarily your divine feminine external and apart, separate and apart from you. From the other decks that I used already, we'll do this from the Angel Tarot, the Animal Tarot, and now the Past Life Oracle, beginning with Father again and opening to Biblical. Usually when that shows up, it means that you had a lifetime in that era in Asia. These two could definitely be tied together. Asia. And High Priest or Priestess. That may have been your job, your title. High Priest or Priestess. Whoop. Back to Father. On that note, I will cut after this. Father. Ship. I've been seeing all kinds of stuff, actually. I mean, these readings, and this is supposed to be more individual, so you may have had some sort of connection to ships. You may have traveled via ship. I was expecting that we might see something about ship, or maybe even more specifically the transportation card. And I was, and the transportation card I think has a train on it, if I remember correctly. And as I was shuffling, I was thinking about that. And the song by Journey about, took a midnight train going anywhere. So I think this may have larger meaning, but I'm going to try to stick it to just to this, that you may have had a personal connection to ships. Maybe you were some sort of seaman. I think of slaves and stuff when I see this too, and like, the pilgrims, colonizers, and all that kind of whatnot also, unfortunately, when I look at this card. Overall energies, lessons and blessings. And that's really an awesome card. It's about past lessons and past life lessons, or things that we've had to experience in this lifetime stemming from our past lives. Like having triumphed over them, and now we're being rewarded with blessings. So it's a very karmic, karmic without air quotes, kind of energy and card, just like this 8 that's in the dead center of us, the 8 of Wands that sits under here, and this 8 that sits here. Again, 8, a very karmic number, Jupiter gifting us something. And lastly, speaking of the fire and possibly the phoenix and rising from the ashes, again, begin with fire. Let go of emotional upheaval and embrace the renewal of the present. And opening to the Fool. Have the courage to embrace change, take risks, and be adventurous. Fire. And plane. Yeah, I'll probably have to talk about more about the transportation stuff I was feeling. A journey is indicated. Journey. That's who the song is by, Journey. Either physically or metaphorically, your life will become more full. So, that's pretty straightforward. It can be about actual literal physical movement and travel, and or metaphoric movement forward where something maybe was stuck, right? You were waiting, you were in limbo, all of a sudden it moves. Plane. And dragonfly. Have confidence during this time of great joy, renewal, and connection to spirit. So regardless of like how we feel or what we think is happening, everything, all the evidence, all the cards and everything that's coming out, even the stuff I've said like before and after, the card that confirms it even shows up, has been, toward moving forward positively, like right now. Marriage. You are attracting emotional fulfillment and unconditional love. So another very 2 of Cups kind of card. Overall energy It's not just for the feminine, it's for both. Coffin, natural endings abound. Take care with your health. So pay attention to that. But this part is about allowing chapters to close, not continuing to hold on to energy that wants to dissipate or, leave you. Further advice to the masculine from the fortune reading cards. Key. New beginnings, directions, and adventures await for those ready to let go of the past. And it can actually have something to do with a key. This can be you moving on. Again, this could be you moving by yourself, maybe moving into your own apartment, separate from a bad relationship that you had been in where you were staying with somebody, or maybe you were actually married to them. This could be with you finally over your past experience, similar to that, or a past relationship, and ready to move in or something, or move forward with somebody new, right? Having, finally conquered fear of another relationship going bad or something. Feminine, thorns, more fire too. Weathering the challenges ahead will bring in new and positive future. So here's the challenges. Again, they're almost at the end. We've just about seen the worst of it already. Well, we've seen the worst of it already. The next, again, is the ace. Masculine, imprisonment or slavery. Right? Feeling stuck. You're feeling stuck now because you were stuck in some past situation and or past life situation. So like I was just saying, a past relationship, even if you're not in a current toxic relationship, a past one may have been holding you back from moving forward. And again, I think if that's the case, like this week, finally the time for you to move forward. Another case for others who are currently in toxic relationships and wanting to get out, this could definitely be the week that you finally do that you you open this gate for yourself. You realize it's not locked and you open it and walk the fuck out. Just like that. Feminine. Communal living. Again, it's going to be about something can come up about living together, partnering with other people, exchanging ideas, exchanging energy, exchanging services. Maybe a healer, they can provide something to you, you're going to provide something to them. Maybe some service that you have. And if not, then you'll provide them with actual money. But, exchanging energy with other people. Masculine, the 5 of summer. Focus upon the fact that God loves you and always has the highest of intentions for you. A positive outlook despite what you may be going through, right? This is you having a pessimistic, doubtful energy that anything awesome is ever going to happen to you. Positive outlook is going to make it easier to recover from life's little difficulties, so that's what you have been through, so that you can move onward and upward, right? Universe wants you to move. Feminine, the 7 of autumn. The planning, resources, and efforts that you've invested in your dream will reap great rewards. In the meantime, have patience and meditate on your next steps. 7 of autumn, all about the fact that we've already done what we need to do for the outcome that we desire. Masculine, this is you being stuck yet again. More evidence of that, that feeling that you're having. An illusion of being trapped. A lack of self-confidence and being afraid to take action. So this is what you're working this week, getting out of that funk so that you can, because here's the confidence and the passion right here. And again, here's the strength right here. So as soon as you convince yourself of that and get out of this funk, realize again that the gate, you can just pull it open and walk the hell out. That's when you'll relieve yourself of that energy. Feminine, the 10 of earth, a very happy family life, financial security, and finding magic in the little things in life. I think this is connected to, again, we're going to, encounter someone or something that's going to cause us to sit down and chill out rather than to, be uptight and, have a headache and be stressed out and whatnot. We're going to get to take that break that's needed, that showed up. And lastly, from the healing angels, from the angel therapy cards, masculine, here is your advice. Have you asked your angels for help with this? Your angels want to help you with this situation. Your angels want to help you with this situation. However, they require your permission before they can intervene in your free will choices. So you can ask them to help you to figure out how to open the gate. And lastly, feminine for us, heart chakra. The answer that you seek is in your heart right now. Be open to giving and receiving. Remember the communal living and the exchange of energy with other people. Giving and receiving love, right? In all forms, from all people, in all of your exchanges. I hope that you guys have enjoyed the week's general reading. I'll be back with client readings and the love reading. Namaste.